నమస్కారం. ఇది సంగతికి స్వాగతం. కొలిస్తే పలుకుతాడు భగవంతుడు. అడగకపోయినా బిడ్డ ఆకలిని గుర్తించి అన్నం పెడుతుంది అమ్మ. ఆ రెండు ఒకటైతే అదే అక్షయ పాత్ర కార్యక్రమం. ఆ దైవం ప్రతినిధులుగా తమ వంతు పాత్ర పోషిస్తున్న ఇస్కాన్ ఎందరో అన్నార్తులకు భరోసాగా మారింది. బిందువుగా మొదలైన ప్రయాణంలో సాటి మనుషుల పట్ల సద్భావం ఉన్న మంచి మనుషుల సాయంతో సింధువుగా మారుతోంది. నర నారాయణ సేవలో సర్వేజన సుఖినోభవంతు అన్న లక్ష్యంతో ముందుకు సాగుతోంది. వాటన్నింటితో పాటు అణిచివేయబడ్డ వర్గాల అభ్యున్నతి, ప్రపంచంలోనే అత్యంత ఎత్తైన శ్రీకృష్ణుడి ఆలయ నిర్మాణానికి సంబంధించి ఈటీవీకి ఇచ్చిన ప్రత్యేక ముఖాముఖిలో మరెన్నో వివరాలు పంచుకున్నారు ఇస్కాన్ బెంగళూరు ప్రెసిడెంట్ అక్షయ పాత్ర, వృందావన్ చంద్రోదయ మందిర్ చైర్మన్ మధు పండిట్ దాసా.
సామాజిక స్పృహతో పాటు ఆధ్యాత్మిక చింతనలో అనేక సామాజిక సేవా కార్యక్రమాలు చేస్తుంది ఇస్కాన్ బెంగళూరు. హైదరాబాద్తో పాటు దేశవ్యాప్తంగా దాదాపుగా 15 లక్షల మంది చిన్నారులకు మధ్యాహ్న భోజనాన్ని అందిస్తున్నటువంటి అక్షయ పాత్ర వారి నుంచి ఉద్భవించిందే. ఇలాంటి అనేక కార్యక్రమాలతో పాటు ప్రస్తుతం ఉత్తరప్రదేశ్లో ప్రపంచంలోనే అత్యంత ఎత్తైన దేవాలయాన్ని నిర్మించేటువంటి క్రతువును ప్రారంభించింది. దీనికి సంబంధించి ఇస్కాన్ బెంగళూరుకు సంబంధించినటువంటి ఇస్కాన్ చైర్మన్ మనతో ఉన్నారు, ఇస్కాన్ ప్రెసిడెంట్, అదేవిధంగా అక్షయ పాత్రకు సంబంధించినటువంటి చైర్మన్ మధు పండిట్ స్వామీజీ గారు మనతో ఉన్నారు. ఆయన అడిగి మొత్తం ఇస్కాన్ చేపట్టేటువంటి కార్యక్రమాలు, భవిష్యత్తు కార్యాచరణను అడిగి తెలుసుకుందాం. నమస్కారం స్వామీజీ గారు.
హరే కృష్ణ.
ప్లీజ్ టెల్ యువర్ journey, about your journey from childhood to IIT and from IIT to ISKCON.
I studied in Bangalore up to 4th standard because my father was a scientist in Indian Institute of Science. And then after that, my father joined the ISRO in Trivandrum. The rest of the 5th standard to pre-degree, 12th standard, I studied in Trivandrum. When I was in my high school days itself, I was very curious about what is the truth behind everything. So there was a kind of a spiritual inquiry always behind. So I thought that I can get the answers for that from pursuing science. But gradually, I realized that I had to move beyond science into philosophy to find out what do the great thinkers say about God, about life, about happiness, about distress. All these things were these questions were bugging me in my childhood. Why people suffer? This was a big question. I had no answer. Why some suffer, some do not suffer. When I came across books of Prabhupada, that too when I was in my 3rd year BTech civil engineering I was doing in IIT Bombay. In the library these books were there, and these books changed my life. So when I read Bhagavad Gita as it is by Prabhupada, it completely opened my eyes to so many truths which I did not learn in my physics and chemistry. In science only talks about this pancha indriya, whatever you can grasp with it. Science doesn't even accept mind. But our Bhagavad Gita, our scriptures, they talk that the material energy is two. One is the jada, the gross energy. Other is the sukshma, mind, intelligence and ahankara, manas, buddhi and ahankara. Science do not even accept this, they do not even know, but this is considered to be an energy, real energy. So then I moved from science to this because I realized that science was put a circle around it. You cannot go beyond it.
Earlier IITs and top educational institutions produced scientists and now also and produced philosophers. Recently we are seeing like ISKCON, there are so many IITians working here with spiritual.
Right.
What is the reason?
See, unless we get proper knowledge which has changed our life, we won't be doing this, right? So these IITians, they are very satisfied with the knowledge in the Bhagavad Gita, and they are seeing that this knowledge is a higher knowledge. The other knowledge can help improve your material life, but this knowledge explains your life. Other knowledge doesn't explain life. This explains your life. And because of that bigger picture of what life is meant for, why you are born, these are all answers given in Bhagavad Gita. And what is the purpose of life? You know, life is a journey from birth to death. This is a Vedic concept, whereas the Western concept is life is for life itself. Suppose you sit in a train, you are taking a train journey. You are not getting into the train to settle in the train. You have an objective. You are getting into Bombay train means your destination is Bombay. In the same way, our Vedas teach that life is a journey. It's a journey for moksha. It is a journey for bhakti. Now, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Dharma, artha, kama is not an end in itself. You put a circle of dharma around kama. You put a circle of, dharma around artha. Then, same artha, same kama will lead to moksha. And then, further aim is pancha purushartha is there, which is prema, which is developing love for God. Depth of our heart, each of us want, but that is directed in so many other directions. But love of God only will satisfy the Atma. So this is revealed in our scriptures. That is why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tam sarva papebhyo moksheshyami ma suchaha. That means Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityaja, all other dharmas you leave. There is only one ultimate dharma, surrender to God.
Yes, there are so many spiritual organizations working in nationwide and worldwide. What is the special motto of ISKCON Bangalore?
We want not only serve the spirit, which is spirituality. Man is made up of spirit, his body, his mind, his intelligence, everything. All put together makes a human being. Now we want to serve everything. For instance, Akshaya Patra is feeding the children, right from the body. Body is also important. And when the children are eating sattvic food, sattvic buddhi comes, sattvic intelligence comes. So this is everywhere there is a holistic approach. We don't do any manava seva, which is not ultimately holistic development. We want to do manava seva. For instance, we want to get into, let's say, education. We don't want simply give material education. We want to give education. We want to give character education. We want to give value education for the children. Then only we are satisfied. Otherwise, ordinary education, thousands of schools can give. So what is our speciality? We can give an education, we can give food, we can give anything, any service to the society which goes in line with our, the soul should elevate itself. Ultimately, soul is the experiencer. That guidance is given in Bhagavad Gita. That guidance ISKCON movement is giving to people, and in the process we are doing Manava Seva also.
Swamiji, what is the origin to birth Akshaya Patra? That is, the Indian government also recognized you,
yes,
with Padma Award.
Yes.
How do you feel, and what is the origin to birth it?
No, you see, very interesting. When we were feeding only 10,000 children in year 2001, I went and met Dr. Murli Manohar Joshi, the HRD minister, because this comes under HRD. So I thought I will explain to him and tell him that government has to support. So when he heard that a private organization is feeding 10,000 children, at that time midday meal program was not there.
Yes.
Government program was not there. Only Tamil Nadu had this. None of the states has started. So he was shocked. Hey, you're a private institution, you're doing 10,000 children every day. I said, then he said, "Ye to Akshaya Patra ban gaya, Mahabharat ki Akshaya Patra." So I said, now Krishna is speaking through his mouth. This program will be called Akshaya Patra. That is how this Akshaya Patra name came for this program. And then afterwards, it's been a miraculous story. I was very afraid to tell the press, we are going to feed this many children, because I was afraid where will the money come from.
Yeah.
But then one day I came across one Prabhupada's quote. Prabhupada is writing that Krishna is not poor.
Yeah.
He can feed the whole world. He will supply if you want to give. I was shocked. I said, okay, no problem. We started expanding. Today we are doing 15 lakh children. It's a dream. I do not know how. Today, every day, see, national average of our meal, we are doing in 12 states. Our meal costs around 10 rupees per meal. All the government subsidy, grain, all put together is around 6 rupees. So 4 rupees shortage. So 15 lakh children means 15 into 4, 60 lakh rupees every day is a shortage. And now we are doing the 15th year. And Krishna has always protected us.
Hyderabad Municipal Corporation also tie up with you and
Right,
serving
yes.
51 centers, 5 rupees midday meal
yeah, yes,
program.
yeah.
Are you ready to expand it in Hyderabad and other cities?
No, we are very much ready. When we are feeding 15 lakh children per day, 15,000 is nothing. Let the government expand this program. We will go on supporting. We will provide the meal.
Yeah.
We have got the technology.
Yeah.
Technology, logistics for distribution, everything has been worked out. And today our kitchens have all certificates, all are ISO certified. All are HACCP, highest health standard certification. Whatever best methods are there in manufacturing industry, we have implemented in Akshaya Patra. This is the first time in the social sector in such a professional way we have done, and that is why we are able to scale it up to this number.
Till now, there are so many children don't have meal in nationwide.
Yeah.
What type of program should come from government side?
See, I have to appreciate the government also. For their, of course, we are also supported by the government. But the fact that the government itself is handling this midday meal scheme for over 10 crore children in this country.
Yes.
It is not a small thing. If you put all that on my head, nobody can take. So government is also doing something which nobody can do.
Yes.
Through the official machinery, they are doing it with cooks in the schools and all those things. So it is understandable that the quality will be little less, that scale. But something the children are getting because of the Supreme Court directive in 2003, Supreme Court directed, it is mandatory for all states to give cooked midday meal to the children. That is how the entire country midday meal has started. See, if you say one of the best things that has happened in the country is this feeding these children. For a country's development, one of the best decisions that the Supreme Court has contributed through a PIL is asked to feed all the children.
Yeah.
So that's going on now. But what happens, see, Akshaya Patras is a very special meal, enhanced quality, and as much as the government wants, we are ready to take up more and more and more.
ISKCON Bangalore recently started a prestigious project in Uttar Pradesh,
Yes.
like Vrindavan Chandradaya Mandir.
Yeah.
What is the features of this temple?
You see, we wanted to create an iconic temple. You will say, why? Isn't it, why couldn't you have spent that money for the poor? Why you are spending, 700 crores temple, why you are making? My point is very simple. Spiritually speaking, everybody is poor. A rich man is also poor. So we have agenda for material poor and spiritual poor. Our service is for both.
Yes.
Okay. So if you see today, if the message of Krishna reaches everywhere, that will make everybody spiritually rich. Even materially they will make rich. Why? Because the reason for material poverty is papa, is man's own action. Every action has a reaction. People are suffering not because there is no reason, there is karma behind it, therefore they are suffering. Somebody is enjoying because of the karma behind it. So only our Sanatana Dharma has an explanation of why man is different, why each man is different. So if you follow Krishna's teachings, then it will bring material peace and spiritual peace. So how to spread Krishna's message? One of the best methods is to create an iconic structure, to pull people. When you create an architecture of that scale, that will bring not only, see, we have an international agenda, because ultimately everybody is part of God. We are not, the world doesn't end by saying that, I serve India. You have to serve the whole world, because all are part of God. The world belongs to God. Not only India belongs to Krishna. Krishna says, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhurdam Sarvabhutanam Hrideshi Arjuna Tishtati. Sarvabhutanam, all living entities. Universal message. Krishna's message is universal. So how do we, pull people now? Because people are distracted nowadays, modern age. They're too much distracted. So we have to create an iconic, attractive structure, modern structure. If you see the design of it, it is not fully traditional. It's traditional and modern. Structural glazing is there, all those things. So this will attract youth. It will attract international crowd, devotees. We get an opportunity to present the message of Bhagavad Gita, not from this religious angle, but from the spiritual angle. We cannot, you cannot limit Krishna to Hindu religion. Because Krishna is not a Hindu god. He is also a Hindu god, but he is not a Hindu god alone. Krishna doesn't say, I belong to this Hindu, I belong to this world, to this India. No. No doubt, Bharat Bhumi is a Punya Bhumi. Great. But the whole world, whole existence belongs to God. So that is the actual purpose of making this temple.
In modern world, youth was very busy with their work and work culture and other events. How can we attract them to spirituality? And another one is, there is so many lifestyle diseases suffering the youth.
Right.
What is the solution for this?
See, that is why I said lifestyle diseases means lifestyle is the problem.
Yeah. Yes.
Lifestyle is a problem. It's a very vicious circle. Man has to earn his living. Now today you see people who are in IT, they go in the morning, they come in the night. If you are earning less, you can come at 5 o'clock. If you are a team leader, you cannot come till 9 o'clock. The more you earn, the more you have to mess up your life. There is no time in life for other family. There is no time in life for reading on Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
So that's what I said, lifestyle. Where we are falling into a trap. So that is why there are so many now in Bangalore. There are so many people after 40, 45 years working in IT, having achieved a top level. They are now coming to the temple and they are saying, now we want to serve in Akshaya Patra. We don't want salary. We want to serve in Akshaya Patra. Top people who are CEO kind of people are coming because they have burnt their brain. They want peace, they want happiness, they want seva. So this is a trend now in people are giving up job by 45.
What you want to achieve rest of your life?
See, I have noticed, especially in the recent times, after this Akshaya Patra program, feeding the poor children and everything, meeting some good thinkers. Just like the other day I was meeting Justice M.N. Venkatachalaya, ex-Chief Justice.
Yeah.
He was a chairman of the National Law Commission.
Yeah.
He gave a report in 1993 to the government of India. he said they have identified 140 districts in this country which are extremely poor, and most of the tribal area and all those things, and most of the children there are SC, ST, backward classes. And he has proposed to the government that time that you should start a national talent school. He said there are children who have very high IQ in these areas. They have no opportunity. So he has suggested a national talent school. I was very inspired by that. So I decided that we have to, first I want to start a school where, you know, we will have 25,000 children like that. A to Z education. We bring them in that education complex. There won't be any cash receipt counter, only expenditure account. We will not take 1 paisa from them, but we will educate them, feed them, they will residential, they will stay there, and we will make these SC, ST, BC children who they will, my goal is to ensure that they become IAS, IPS, all this kind of thing. Because see, this is a class that is highly suppressed in this country. Continuously this reservation is not a solution. Yes. There has to be, you know, something right from the childhood we have to do to create leaders among themselves. So they will change their community. They will transform their community when these children become leaders. It may take 15 years. But imagine, you know, in each state you have a school like this, talent school. Actually government should do it. But we want to do a prototype and show to the government of India, to state governments, do this. There is a need for it. They are neglected. There are very capable children in those communities also. Now what we are doing, our education system, one education for all. Just like if you give one tablet for all diseases, somebody else in some other line. This was our Gurukula system. Was we to identify when they are about 8-9 years old, they to identify their guna and karma, and accordingly give education. So this is one of the model that we want to try.
When will be completed Uttar Pradesh Vrindavan program and here Lakshmi Narasimha Swami temple also?
Oh, here in Hyderabad, yes, we have started this Lakshmi Narasimha temple in Banjara Hills, and it is in the month of February we are going to, you know, open the temple. The Garbhagriha will be ready. We are going to start, and further work, phase 2 will continue. And after that, we will start up a cultural complex here in the same premises, a cultural complex, which will have, you know, facilities for promoting our Sanatana culture. That is our program. And as far as UP is concerned, that project by 2021-22, we will finish that project.
Swamiji,
thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
మానవ సేవే మాధవ సేవ అనేటువంటి సూక్తిని అచ్చంగా పాటిస్తూ ఇస్కాన్ బెంగళూరు సామాజిక సేవలో మమేకమైంది. లక్షలాది మంది చిన్నారుల కడుపు నింపటమే కాకుండా ఆధ్యాత్మిక సేవలో సామాజిక ఆర్థిక అంతరాలు లేని సమాజం కోసం కృషి చేస్తామంటుంది. ఓవర్ టు స్టూడియో.